what to expect. But I thought that would be something that we could actually maybe start tapping into right now, is what is the energy for the month of April, and where is it flowing?
April.
All right. I don't know what you have. You have no idea what I have. I pulled 4 cards.
Me too.
Which is really unusual. 4 is not a normal number that we normally pull. But yeah. And I actually have some cards upside down, which is normally not how I read them, but I felt really compelled to leave them that way. With a strong connection, really something strong I felt to leave them that way. So we're going to tap into that.
Do you want to go first or me?
How about we both start with our first card?
Okay.
I have the Prince of Cups.
The Prince of Cups. I have the Magician.
Both very good starts here. I like that.
Yeah.
You know, the Prince of Cups is a very intuitive kind of go with the flow kind of card that I'm feeling right now. And this Prince of Cups has a bird that's driving it forward, and it looks like the bird's just like ready, just like to dive in and just go for it. And that's talking about the duck. And that's what I feel. It's like it's like just dive in and go for it. Just go see where it takes you. Go, and just let it flow and see where things are taking you. Which is kind of backed up by the card that you have.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like your card is very forward moving. Like there's like a motion to it. And the Magician is, you know, he's got all his tools laid out, and now he's just got to use them and direct this power by using his will and intent.
Mm-hmm. The next card I have, which I laughed when I pulled it.
Oh, wow.
And I really felt compelled that this one had to stay this way. And as I was sitting here waiting to touch this card and pick it up, it's like, what would happen if the dark was actually on top and the light was on bottom? Because we always look at, I'm speaking for myself. I've always felt like it's the other way around, right? Like the dark is here and the light is on top, and we have to pull the light down. But what if it wasn't?
Wow. Wow.
What if the light was oh my God. What was the light was meant to shine up from below? This is, and I totally get why this is like this right now, is because it's pulling up the energy from Mother Earth. Because we are in this together with her right now. And we talk about this rising up. And when we talk about the rising up, it's like this connection to spirits that greater than higher, that's above us than this. But below us, we have this great spirit that is here to support us and help us. And and it's a disc card. Disc is connected to Mother Earth. Disc is all about the earth element, right? I got the right card. Yeah. and it's all about, she's here. She's the light. She is our light. She holds us in the light. and we have to embrace her and allow her to move through us and assist us through this. Had no idea that card was going that way. Your turn.
That was powerful.
It was.
So I have the Four of Chalices here. And looking at this card, I'm really like drawn into the picture and how this man is leaning against a tree, which is also indicative of the earth and like our roots, right? And I feel like he's leaning against this tree and he's being presented with this chalice, and it's coming from clouds, right? Representing this like this gift almost from spirit is coming out to him and saying, will you drink? You know, like, how can we, it, you know, I feel like I have another way that I usually interpret this card, but I'm just feeling really drawn to talking about how it's kind of like we're being presented something, and it's like, what's that saying? You can take a horse to water, but you can't make them drink from it.
That is
like,
correct.
Yeah, there's so much power and choice we have, and you have the Two of Discs. Two for me represents choices a lot, and four is like stability, grounding. So this, and chalice is an emotion, so this is available to us, and it is available to us to feel more grounded. Like if we're feeling shaken up, there is an option to feel that peace and that calm, but we first have to become aware of the fact that we have this choice available to us, and then choose.
Yeah, I actually and feeling this deep need to this like crying that's coming through as you're speaking about this, like tears. It's like the tears are just coming down, and but to fill us up. I'm not sure about that message, what that completely means, but that tears coming down to fill us up, to be vulnerable. Ask and you shall receive. So now I have the Fortune card as my third card. And again, it's upside down.
Oh.
But it's a wheel. How can a wheel be upside down?
Right. Wow. So April.
It's interesting. I don't know. Do you have the Fortune card, or what is yours? Is it the Wheel of the World in your deck?
Yeah, I have the wheel.
The wheel. Yeah.
Let's see if I can find it.
But this is really interesting, because if you look at it upside down, it looks like lightning bolts coming down. And you were talking about like that rain coming down, and this is like the lightning bolts of the light coming down. And the way it is there's the stars is like beneath us instead of above us. But we are on a sphere. We are on a Mother Earth that rotates. Things rotate around us, or we rotate, however you want to look at it. And it's like the chicken or the egg, you know. So sometimes the stars are below us and above us. It's a constant motion, but it's a slow motion. A very slow spinning wheel where great enlightenment happens. tried to put a different word in there, but it wasn't coming through. Enlightenment that's the word they wanted me to use, is enlightenment.
Well, so the card that I have is the Queen of Swords, and I feel like that goes right with what you were saying with enlightenment, and how it's kind of like up in the air as far as like, to me right away as you were talking and I looked at the Queen of Swords, I'm thinking like there will be a change of perspective, and it may be less expected than anticipated with the wheel. And I think that, like, when you said enlightenment, it just made me think like shining light in dark places, and even within ourselves, and how that can help us move forward from that wisdom of the queen vibration.
Yeah.
In space.
And it's funny because there are swords on here, and I'm drawn to the swords.
Yeah.
Swords on this card, I'm drawn to the swords on the card, and the swords, even the stars almost look like swords on this card. And the swords are mental state and a mental clarity.
Mm-hmm.
Is the strong mental clarity. It's releasing the chaos within your mind in that slowly rotation to help you become more enlightened.
My hoodie, I was wearing this hoodie earlier, and it says, "May all beings be enlightened."
So I'm kind of interested how this card plays in. It's the 8 disc. Again,
The 8 of disc.
8 of disc upside down. I'm going back to this Disney reference. I remember the ride where you go through the land, and in there they grow things. They're growing things inside, and one of the things they do is they actually grow things upside down.
Oh, okay.
And they found that like growing them upside down allowed like the nutrients and everything to get into the fruits and vegetables and things that they were growing more. So there was actually that analogy where, things are kind of flipped upside down now, and it's allowing us to really nurture ourselves and grow even more and bring more into us. And our roots are stronger because not only are they're growing down within, they're also growing up and out.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that was beautiful. My parents have had a lot of those. We've grown a lot of tomatoes in those.
Yeah.
In the upside down. I think it's called a topsy-turvy or something.
Yes, that's it. I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, to kind of like top that off, we have the 6 of Wands, which I feel like, brings a like, to me, this is a very victorious energy. It brings a very loving energy to what you were saying, as far as like I feel like the way we are being nourished is changing, and it's different, but it's very good. It will yield for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we talked about this last time, but that's the same card that I saw the message, "Harvest comes from order, not chaos."
Yes. I love that. I love that message.
Yeah.
I love that message a lot. I was going to tap in and do my own guidance and send out to my group with the energy of April. And I feel like we just really tapped into this great, beautiful energy of April. And I'm going to actually edit this down to send this out to everybody.
Cool.
But kind of in a conclusion, and I want to piggyback off a little bit from the energy of March that I had picked up. And one of the energy of March is that it was really going to start out really tough and going within, and there was going to be some challenges that came up, and we saw that in March in so many different levels and layers. And I said it was going to last really mostly through all of March, but there was going to be this turnaround, and depending on how people went through it would be how it lightened up. So it kind of got lightened up, but it didn't happen for everybody in March. And I feel like some of this energy has spilled over into April. But looking at these cards in April and what it's trying to show us is like, if we begin to look at things in this perspective that we've been talking about, how we nourish ourselves, how we dive in, that we can make swift changes within ourselves, which will also help the changes outward. But we all have to do our parts as individuals for the whole collective consciousness to come together. And April energy is this beautiful energy, but we can also choose to resist this energy. And I think with some of your cards that kind of showed up a little bit with the swords in there, like there could be that resistance if we choose not to look at things upside down. Because that seems to be the theme in my deck. And I don't usually read cards upside down, but I felt really strongly that this had to be here. And now it completely makes sense of why.
Wow.
And if we can actually look at things differently, it'll open our eyes for so many things, and we will really have the fruits of our labor.
I feel so good.